Graceland. I don't know if you know it like I know it, but I'm gonna die one day. I've got gray hair coming all out. We've got a special guest. Special.
Yay!
Special,
that's
delicate
so nice.
little snowflake.
So
Unique in all the cosmos. This is our friend Ameerah.
Hi.
Ameerah is I think all married couple with kids need a friend,
Aww.
a single friend
Thank you.
that they can exploit.
I guess.
Their relative. Yeah. It's for
We've known
babies.
Ameerah a long time.
Yeah.
It's all good. I always have a good time.
You
I
alrighty.
can't check on myself till I'm sitting down and looking at the monitor.
All right. I love you too. Okay.
Yes.
They're talking about all this bullshit. Okay. Hi, welcome. Find us on whatwithkids.com and Stitcher, iTunes, SoundCloud. What are the others? Podomatic.
Podomatic,
Kids,
yes.
iTunes.
All of these things. I love that our friends have to sit between us while we quarrel over our production thing. I know it's like you're not really down with the set if you don't go through that. Anyways, it is Sunday as per usual. We went out last night. We had a lovely time bidding farewell to a friend.
Didn't go out.
No, you didn't go out, but me and my...
I did kind of go out.
You went out as well?
You
were
went
single.
out of my house.
It's not really special when single people go out.
I went out of my house and I came here. So
that's true. You did come over here. You came and babysat while we went out to be adults. Yeah. And we went out to a party for a friend of ours who works in advertising and who also... whose kid goes to our school, and we went out there, and it was lit. It was a lituation for adults, okay? In adult terms, there were lots of free. It was a free bar. It was an open bar, which I always am highly in approval of.
What did you get?
I got some things.
Some things.
Yeah, I don't ever want to talk about my habits. My vices are my vices.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let y'all assume that I do things.
You enjoyed the open bar.
Yeah, I enjoyed the open bar. But more so than that, one of the parents actually brought a tray full of edibles.
Oh.
Edibles. Yes, brownies.
Adult party.
It was a very adult party. I mean, it's a very sophisticated. We're in LA.
Yeah.
When you go to a party, if you don't have these fine consumables around, people are gonna be like, what?
What kind of party is
What kind of party is this? You didn't bring the fine consumables. So she brought the fine consumables, and yeah, it was a lituation. I mean, like, oh my God. I mean, every time I think that I've gone to the last level of cannabis usage, LA has something to reveal to me. Always something there to reveal to me. Also, marijuana is going to be legal soon in California, and I'm curious to see how this plays out in the land of La La, where also Trump is going to be basically installing the Death Star as his cabinet. Shout out to Rogue One, which I can't wait to see. Yeah. And yeah, so moving right along, let's talk about some black art, y'all. Okay, let's talk about some black arts. Let's talk about some things that we are doing in response to the Empire Striking Back. Chance the Rapper basically asked very politely the industry to consider his release, his non-commercial release, for a Grammy, and he got nominated. It worked. 7 Grammy nominations, which is the number of God, everybody. Pay attention to your numerals.
Yeah, like he hasn't been. How long has he been out?
I don't know, but he's been on Kanye's record. I mean, the man. I'm not arguing his stature. I'm not saying that he's not worthy of a Grammy. I'm saying that I think essentially what's happened is that the music industry is contracted to such a degree that they have to. I mean, there's like no one's selling any records compared to like in the 90s. Back when like CDs were a thing.
Not at all.
Like, I mean, we're talking about a radically reduced sort of industry to begin with, and I think people like Chance, who are giving away free music or giving away streaming music, just correctly understand the value of music to children and to kids who think like music should be free. They're like, why should we pay for this stuff that you can make on a laptop? Yeah. That you could go, that's very easy. That's very easy. It's not difficult to make this. It's not like these artists are going to Ireland and living in a castle for like 14 months like Pink Floyd, not to be an old head like that. Because I'm not that old. I didn't really care, but I thought it was...
That's impressive.
I think it's cool. I think it just represents sort of the changing of the guard, the fact that music... I think this officially means that music is free.
I guess.
I think this means music is free now.
Yeah,
I guess
basically.
But it's also shifting. Good. Like his quality of work is good. So I feel like he deserves that nomination.
I hear that. I hear that too.
Sure,
Definitely. I enjoy the album. I think the album is great.
For other reasons aside from there not being, an actual physical record.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's great. I personally,
it's so deserving that I'm like, go for it.
I like the guy, but I've been watching on Facebook. They got this thing, Unpopular Opinions. People been using that, and I don't know where this came from, but I love the concept of it. And actually, I got the Unpopular Opinion. I'm not that huge a Chance fan, actually. Like I'm much more drawn to darkness in my music, and Chance, I feel like I like him, but I think that he's essentially a gospel rapper who occasionally curses to sort of hide the fact that he's essentially all exuberance, which is great. Hey, like I said, it's not going to be a show unless my son shows up. Hey man, do you want to just come on in? Come here for a second. You might as well be in since you clearly want to. This is my son, guys.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. Hi there in Facebook land. Hi. This is my son, Langston. Hey, cuz. Hey, Shaka. How you doing? What's up there? What's going on in North Carolina? Anyway, this is my son. All right. That's the seed. That's the eldest. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm happy for Chance. I'm not a huge Chance fan, but I do recognize that he is making quality music. That he's saying something positive.
Right.
He's saying something inspirational.
It doesn't hurt to have more of that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's my fault that I was born in the 90s and I like my music about guns and blood and darkness and trapping and all that kind of stuff.
Among other things.
Yeah, I'm a Clips fan. What are you gonna do? I grew up on Jay-Z. I'm a victim of my environment, of my circumstances.
For sure.
Also in the black arts, I thought it was really cool. There was this Afro-Mexican group that there's an article in Ebony, right? There's this Afro-Mexican group that dances to reconnect with their African roots.
I saw that.
Did you see that? So a group of Afro-Mexican women in the southern state of Oaxaca are doing... You're not going to come over here. You're going to do your art over there.
No.
Oh.
Did you make a lot of noise when you went?
No, I just heard him coughing.
So, did he go back to sleep, though? Is he crying?
I don't know, he's crying right here.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that report.
Thank you so much. Good big brother. Right on.
I was like, Allison's awake. I was like...
Just in case you forgot, you are listening to Woke with Kids. You are viewing Woke with Kids. All of this is done in front of a live studio audience, and that studio audience are 2 children. Okay. So anything in Trump's America that is a light in the darkness or a darkness in the light, I'm not sure. The metaphors are mixed now because, you know what I'm saying, we're always associating light and whiteness with goodness and purity. But maybe, as I kind of jokingly, maybe I should be talking about dark energy and dark light.
Well, yeah, and
power.
like dark or pure can also be so-called black.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
It doesn't have to just be...
Make sure they don't come get us. All right. Honey, what you got going on in the arts?
Well, I just read all about it. So we spoke on several episodes about the Nate Parker sexual the rape case that he was acquitted of when he was a student at Penn State, and how it coming up and his struggle to respond affected people's desire to go see The Birth of the Nation. And then some people were like, conspiracy because he's black, they're trying to take him down, and because the story's about slave revolt and Nat Turner, they don't want you to hear that story, so we're focusing on this. And maybe that was true, but I was like, he kind of did, was a part of this terrible
He didn't
crime,
help himself. He didn't
help himself in responding to it. It was an opportunity to talk about rape culture and consent and all this stuff, which he didn't do very well. Well, fast forward to now, we have, in this installment of white privilege kicking you in your face, Casey Affleck, white actor, who is the star of this indie film that's getting all this Oscar buzz about his performance and this and that. But back in 2010, he settled 2 lawsuits of sexual harassment against his crew. 2 crew members brought accusations of sexual harassment. Accusations are like, the cinematographer or whoever is like, yeah, I woke up and he was in bed next to me.
Oh, wow.
Somebody else was like, he was trying to get somebody to show this female crew member this other guy's penis. Blah, 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 blah. So now it's come up. Here's the example. And in all his press releases, he's doing the press tour because he wants this Oscar. So he's out there. The news, Variety, everyone, they're not asking him about these allegations. And the few times maybe it has come up, he's like, well, you know, they're, because it was settled out of court, they're like, they're just trying to extort and ruin our family name and this and that. You know, this is the younger brother of Ben Affleck and basically kid brother of Matt Damon. And basically that has been enough of a response that he's not responding to it, and people are going to say what they will. And then they're back on the movie and how great it is and his acting and Oscar chance in the vein of, I guess, Woody Allen and Roman Polanski. I mean, we want to say like that because those are older men or a different generation, but here it is.
Same thing.
I mean, basically the same thing. And for a moment I was like, okay, so Nate Parker's situation, they're not completely identical in terms of the circumstances. His was more serious in that it was rape. He was acquitted, but it went to trial, and then the victim, you know, committed suicide. So there were quote-unquote graver consequences. But still, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the fact that they didn't even want to talk about his art that he produced. He could not be separated as an artist, whereas with the white male, they have completely separated it.
Yeah.
And not only that, they're not even talking about his personal actions and focusing only on his artistic expression and continuing to, you know, applaud it. And he could very well get a nomination, if not an award. And so I mean, it's not surprising every single time. It could be the exact same crime. Black person will get harsher sentencing than a white person, you know, whatever it is.
Well, I mean...
Ooh, like that woman who was at Victoria's Secret. I finally watched the video in Alabama. This black woman. They caught another black woman stealing and kicked her and the other black woman shopping who had no connection to the person they caught shoplifting at all, and kicked her out.
Oh wow!
What we're talking about, it's almost like, well, yeah. I mean, like, look at the dude. Look at the dude who had the road rage incident. Got out of his car.
They finally arrested him. Though.
Shot the guy, and then waited for the police. First of all, waited for the police in perfect serenity. That when they arrived, it was going to be. The situation was going to be fine. Everything was going to be okay once the police got there. Then the police show up, and they let the dude go home. You know, he goes home and he has dinner with his girlfriend, right?
Whose life matters?
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know, it's like when you look at the way...
they're saving and working with certain people because, like, they don't trust these other people, but... That doesn't have to be about complexion.
No, absolutely not. Well, even within the black community. The black community, we're seeing it because you got some of our people like Bob Johnson and basically every black person with money coming out talking about like, well, we need to give Trump a chance and, you know, we need to just keep our minds open or whatever, you know. And I hear from rappers even, you know, like, you know, I heard this dude, Stevie J from Love and Hip Hop. He was on the Tax Show. Shout out to Tax Season, dope show. But he's sitting there talking about like, I've had dinner with Trump, you know, like he's a businessman, I'm a businessman. I believe so I feel like we got that in common. And like that's the thinking of the 13% of black men who went out and voted for Trump or whatever. It's like their mentality is more like I'm a man trying to get ahead in America, and I have that in common more so than I have in common with being black, or I have in common.
Or they feel like they're not going to win going with that. You know, it's like the only way I can really do something about my situation is to go with business. What
happens when we prize money and the acquisition of wealth above all things is that people will vote outside of their own interests. Women will vote against the first female president. I mean, you know, white women put Trump in office. They could he couldn't have won without them, you know what I mean? And Russia, shout out to the KGB and all the wonderful things that you're doing out there and just changing up the election. Just go ahead and do your thing. I mean, what do y'all feel about the Russia being a new secret master of America and just running our elections and hacking our computers and all this kind of thing? Does this worry us at all? Do we care?
Well,
I mean, that's not.
Do I care?
I mean, no. That's white America. You know what I mean? Like, with the Russians hacking, in theory, sure, but like that doesn't affect my day to day. Russia hacking the DNC advisors,
and I can say that some things aren't brought on.
The whole work
And there are things that we've done.
Yeah, I don't care either. I mean, no, the irony is that
anything that I have to do to take care of my family, like
absolutely. I mean, to your point, like the irony is that America, like since 1945, has been going into other countries and just toppling dictators and installing our own dictators and creating puppet governments, and now it's like Russia hacked our computers. We're tripping. We're
might as well be like El Salvador right now.
I'm saying, man. I mean, y'all
redirect our attention, whether it's make your own, support small businesses, do things that actually help your family, your own well-being, your community.
Absolutely.
And this is how it's going to start. Someone's going to have to pry it out of our dirty, grubby hands. These remotes, these iPhones, as I'm holding the iPad. But no, seriously, I'm
guilty. Money.
And somebody was saying how this is at the party last night. They're like, this is the last generation, and all the old white racist people are going to die out. And I was like, actually, those people are going to die, but what you're not talking about is this a whole bunch of young people coming up.
Come on now.
And it's
Can we talk about Tommy?
We're talking about the alt-right, Tommy whatever.
Lauren or
and then the dude is all like the face now of the alt-right and giving these speeches.
We got to talk.
I've heard about the alt-right.
You heard about...
But I'm saying he's young.
Okay. But you gotta talk about Tommy. We gotta talk about Tommy.
I don't like giving her time.
I know, but I totally feel you. Okay, let's call her. Let's call her TL. We'll call her TL. So TL,
like a journalist, but really just
she's on the Blaze Network. She's on Glenn Beck's Blaze Network. She's a YouTube star.
She compares Black Lives Matter movement to KKK.
To the KKK. She's like 23, 24 years old. She's one of these post-factual
justice and activist movement.
Absolutely, she's like one of these post-factual alt-righters who doesn't care about facts, who doesn't care about what what like history says.
I doubt she even really believes.
Right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like this is what I'm saying. That's actually all I had to say. There was a whole lot of everybody got in their feelings about the Daily Show having her on. It was like, which is ridiculous because when the old guy, the white Jewish guy, come on, what's his name from the Daily Show that we used to love? Jon Stewart. Thank you. Sorry, his name escaped me. Anyway. Jon Stewart, you know what I'm saying? What have you done for me lately? He's been out of the eye for me. So, I mean, but like back in the day, he used to have everybody on his show, like people who had like crazy views or whatever, and he'd invite them on, and then everybody would repost the show, like that would be what everybody's talking about. So Trevor Noah having this person on wasn't that controversial to me. It didn't seem like that strange.
I don't think that in and of itself is controversial, but the fact that Trevor Noah wasn't really able to have. I mean, we want, if you're going to bring that person on, whether it's Bill Maher or Jon Stewart, you want our side to be like, put you in your place, like Roland Martin did with the alt-right dude. He had Richard Spite, whatever his name is, come on, and when he tried to act like white man just was on the come up in the dominant race that had nothing to do with slavery and free labor that builds up their economy, he was like, it was like, gotcha. So the fact that Trevor Noah, I mean, that's just not even who he is. He doesn't do that anyway. But this is on an issue where we really needed the black guy to come through and tell that white what was what, and he didn't do that. And then he came back on this particular interview. He did. He had a couple of jabs. He had a couple of jabs. I understand, but in the op-ed, then he tried to be like, "Love is the way," and then everyone was like, "Oh, it's because he's South African."
And he's half.
But to that side, they literally did have, I forget what they call it, but the reintegration, let's call it.
Yeah, they had like nightly reconciliation councils.
Reconciliation. It was like decades long where the black and the white South Africans had to talk and interact and hear the stories and hear the drama. We ain't yet watched the video to see that. It was obvious.
I mean, I don't even know him, and I hate being that kind of. I hate being that kind of person because
video that's not even the show.
I don't like this. I don't honestly dislike people I don't know. Like that's a made up thing. Like I don't care about Charlamagne. He's not a real entity to me. I've never experienced anything real. But like his character in the movie called, the media or whatever. Like I hate his character.
Well, I mean,
and that's the thing. It's like this black guy who's constantly like trying to justify his ambition with some sort of moral code. It's just obnoxious.
And he had actual
it's like just be about money. You know what I'm saying? Just be about Skrilla.
He had activists and social justice. He got considered a person of the year.
Absolutely. But did you see how on Time magazine how they had the M positioned just perfectly? Like either a crown or horns over his head.
I saw that there was probably some subversive.
Oh, it was very clear.
Design, but I didn't see it. I didn't read the article.
Super clear. It's super clear. When you see it the next time, it's like it is perfectly over his head.
Time?
Yeah,
on Time magazine. Yeah,
but they're saying what he didn't realize is the photographer kind of.
And then he comes out afterwards and says, Why couldn't I be man of the year?
Yeah, and he was trying to make a thing because like the women were cheering and nobody wanted to be politically correct. I mean, he's just disgusting. He's so disgusting.
Unbelievable. In some better news. In some better news.
The last person you want to hear talk.
I know. We moved into the news. That's Third Eyewitness, y'all. Third Eyewitness. Pope says fake news is a sin. I thought that was hilarious.
A sin?
A sin. Fake news is a sin. Okay,
y'all need to go to confession.
If y'all are just keeping up with all the things that are sins.
Okay.
Anyway, so fake news is a sin. So I don't know.
They've been convinced.
Yeah, I mean the joke being like this guy. I mean, where's he getting his news from? But anyways,
okay.
Yeah. So I want y'all. I'm calling it now. There's a 3-woman bobsled team that's going to represent Nigeria. And I just want to call out Cool Runnings.
Oh, I watched that the other day too.
Did you really? Yeah.
That's definitely getting made. I think that writes itself. I think that writes itself, right?
Yeah, exactly. I hope they're already on it.
Yeah, and some better news.
Last person you want to hear talk.
I know. We moved into the news. That's Third Eyewitness, y'all. Third Eyewitness. Pope says fake news is a sin. I thought that was hilarious.
A sin?
A sin. Fake news is a sin. Okay,
y'all need to go to confession.
If y'all are just keeping up with all the things that are sins.
Okay.
Anyway, so fake news is a sin. So I don't know.
They've been convinced.
Yeah, I mean the joke being like this guy. I mean, where's he getting his news from? But anyways, yeah. So I want y'all. I'm calling it now. There's a 3-woman bobsled team that's going to represent Nigeria. And I just want to call out Cool Runnings.
Oh, I watched that the other day too.
Did you really? Yeah.
That's definitely getting made. I think that writes itself. I think that writes itself. So Pastor Shirley Caesar, got wind of all of this sharing of her intellectual property. And decided, and the Lord came to her and told her that they need to come up off them ducats and tithe. They need to tithe the pastor. So y'all knew better.
Creator.
Y'all knew better. It's not like it's not like the woman is not a professional musician. You know what I'm saying?
She's just like a random person who posted something. She's a well-known.
Come on now.
Surely she got lawyers. She got lawyers.
You know what I'm saying?
She got lawyers.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She got the lawyer, but she also got legal. She got representation. She represented on multiple fronts. So anyway, she coming to get them ducats. Okay.
Well,
anyway. Okay, so
it was pretty hot.
Moving along. I got a new segment I'm trying out. Okay, this is it's called Woke or Nah. Okay, it's just very simple.
Cool.
We're just gonna look at some actions that Black people have undertaken recently, and we're gonna say are they woke on another level that we don't understand, or nah. Okay.
Okay.
So up next is Lee Daniels.
Nah.
Come on now. Let me get it out first.
So did I miss something?
Lee Daniels, the creator of the hit show Empire, Precious, and all that stuff. So he was getting interviewed, and he was talking about coming up in Hollywood. And he said that he didn't embrace racism because if he would have embraced it, it would have made it real, and that would have prevented him from getting where he was.
What does that mean?
Also, more context. He has a new show coming out called Star, and it's about like a young girl group coming up in the vein of Sparkle and Dreamgirls. But the lead girl singer protagonist is a white girl. And when they were like, well, why are you making the main girl white? And he's like, well, I feel like the country needed to heal.
Come on, honey. Now you know
the country needs to heal. So the best way I can do that is I put in.
Listen. Nothing makes the country heal
woman as the main
like a young
so we
white
can all
woman.
Identify.
You know what I'm saying?
So is he saying he doesn't talk about racism in his work? Or
no.
What does he mean by racism?
Listen. What I'm saying is like I've understood. I understand what he's saying, and I think he's woke on a level that we just gotta like really strive for, because I myself have just stopped embracing bills and rent, okay? I myself have just stopped embracing it. You see what I'm saying? And I'm just going to see what happens in the future, because I believe with the strength of my mind that I could just will this situation to come together. You know what I'm saying? Because I just thought about it. I was laying in bed and I was like, I get paid on the 1st and then they take like a lot of money from me. But if I don't embrace that, then I can keep that money. Honey, what do What are you? You're looking at me strangely.
I'm just listening intently.
I mean, do you think? I mean, do you want to get on board with this? Do you think?
I mean,
do you think
I already
what I'm saying
don't
makes
embrace
sense?
stuff. So
I mean,
I feel like from a physical, like I'm really this whole I feel moved in my spirit to share, but I'm trying to not come from a place where I'm like, you just need somebody to tell you, because you know what? No, that's not my job. I don't want to do that.
How do you feel? Woke or not?
Well.
Is he woke? Is he woke?
I say not though.
I'm like in the middle because I feel like I understand that you don't want to feed into racism by acknowledging it. At the same time, I think you can address it. Like, he has a huge platform. He can still address it
as an artist, I think it is his
and
job
not believe in being racist or supporting racist systems.
Yes. Actually, I just want to be very clear. My humor can be very dry.
Right, totally.
I'm on the hell no side, of course. Your boy Neo got caught by the paparazzi. All right, and they asked him. Trump is having a hard time. Let me set this up. Trump is having a hard time getting people to perform at his inauguration. Okay, I feel bad for him because
I'm sure there's someone.
I'm sure somebody. He don't
want to have all the white. He don't want just Kid Rock.
He don't want Ted Nugent. Yeah, he don't want the normal. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Wants to.
Right.
Yeah,
so he's having a hard time. So
he needs some tokens.
He needs somebody there to be on his side. So. And Omarosa can't sing, so he asked Neo.
You should submit something.
Oh man, look. After the way Neo got drugged, I ain't trying to come on.
Did he like say he's not going to do it anymore? Or
he did. Okay, so first he said, "Yeah, I do it."
To perform at Trump's, Trump's inauguration.
To perform at Trump's inauguration party. He said because it would be a dope party. He said, "I do it. I get my money, and then I would still be like." F Trump. That's what was the whole statement, right?
Okay. Great.
And then he got drugged for that. I thought I support you.
He's woke. I think he's woke.
And put it back into
if he should take that money and donate it or help marginalized communities who are really going to be negatively affected, even more so with the Trump administration. He could also, at the very end, as opposed to just pulling somebody's titties out, say something. You don't got to say F Trump. But you know what I'm saying? It's been done before. People have used the actual moment. I'm just saying, Janet, it happened. It was a national platform. So if Neo really wanted to, he should take that money.
Yes.
And he could put a little something.
Well, Black Twitter disagreed with us.
It's a very hard line on Black Twitter
disagreed with us because Black Twitter is where we go for rational disagreement in the Twitterverse. And they came down pretty hard on my boy. They were like, no, I'm like,
I say, whoa, take
a 94-year-old guy. He's about to die, right? Oh, you heard about this? So back in the day when he was a kid, basically he lost $2 or he broke something and he stole $2.
The parent of the whatever he broke was like, you got to pay for it. He didn't know where he was going to get $2.
Right. Okay. So he stole $2. It was blamed on the black housekeeper.
He stole it from the maid.
Right.
It was the maid's pay. The white mom would always put it on, let's say, the counter.
Right.
When the black maid was done with the day, she would get paid from the $2. It was always in this one spot. And the 8-year-old boy stole it and used it.
Yes. 8 years old. Same age as my son right now, okay?
Okay.
So took that money, right? And then
when the money wasn't there, the white woman was like, oh, you must have stole it already, to the black maid. She was like, no, I didn't. And the mother refused to believe otherwise. So not only does the woman not get paid, she got fired. Then she got known in the town as a thief, so no one else would hire her.
Yes.
And this 8-year-old boy never told anyone that he took the $2, and it caused
probably ruined this woman's life.
Damage.
You know what I'm saying? So now, because this is a long time ago, he's 94 years old. So now he's saying,
of course he became like a doctor,
and he didn't know the woman's name. Okay, so
he didn't even remember her last name.
He doesn't know the woman's name, so he put a call out to social media. As they do nowadays. They put a call out to social media. Is it ever too late to make amends? And the woman's name was Pearl, and he put the name out to hopefully that somebody might recognize the story and connect them. But what I want to know, and what it doesn't say in the story, is how much amends are we talking about?
He's disgusting because he's gonna write a little "I'm sorry" letter and try to absolve himself before he dies. And no matter if she forgives him, you cannot give back 50 years of earnings or opportunities that this woman was denied. It's disgusting how he just wants someone to be like, oh, help me. I'm an old white man now with money, and I feel bad because I ruined this black family's life, and I can find, as before I die, I want to admit it. And somebody to say, oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
No, it's not okay.
It's not
You should have done that alone.
Promote or anything that you want to especially want people to be aware of, or do you want people to contact you, or
if they'd like to, if people are interested.
I know, you don't really have
I'm rarely on. I mean, I have IG. I'm just rarely on there, but you can definitely, like, my page is, open.
And where would they find you on Instagram?
On IG is emm.aay.ess, I believe. So it's my initials, like MAS.
Well, I'll post it in the podcast as well.
I believe that's right, because I've changed it a few times. So yes.
Excellent.
emm.aay.ess.
Awesome.
And as per usual, you can find me at Big Brother Yaze.
Yeah.
And
I am Melissa K Says on Twitter and Melissa K Anderson on Instagram.
And we're at Woke with Kids on Twitter as well. And you can find us at wokewithkids.com and on iTunes, podcasts, and Stitcher, and anywhere there are podcasts. And until next time, stay woke, y'all.
That was awesome.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye, guys.